A certain Igbo community where they don't allow their male children or their female children to marry Osun. Osun are people who are outcasts, so they are not allowed to marry them. So they just discourage them from marrying such people. They see them as outcasts. They don't even have dealings with them. They don't buy food in the same market. They don't go to the same meetings. They don't go to the same village square to have meetings. They don't take fire from their fire, like how some people can cook with firewood, and somebody will come to your fire area to take some coal to make their own fire. So they don't do that. They don't associate with them, so they are practically outcast. So in this particular family who stands with that right of, Osun, we will not allow them to get married to our people. They are always the ones spearheading the protest and all of that to ensure that those laws are being kept. So one fateful day, their son, who had just returned, saw this very beautiful girl and decided to. She was standing because normally the Osun rules is that when you are coming to fetch water from a stream and you see someone who is not an outcast coming, you wait, your outcast coming, you wait for the freeborn to fetch water before you, the outcast. So when he was going through the stream, not to fetch water, just for sightseeing, he met this very beautiful, and these outcast people are always very beautiful and handsome. So he decided to see the girl, asked her what her name was, and he told him, and he liked her and said he wanted her to be his friend. And they began to be friends until the day she visited his house. And although she had mentioned to him that she's not supposed to visit his house, and he was wondering why are you not supposed to? She said he will not understand. So because this thing, the outcasting makes a lot of people to go to keep to themselves. They don't go out, they don't associate with people, that kind of thing. Once people know that this person is an Osun, that is an outcast, they don't associate with such a person. So she already knew where the world she belonged, because it was a world apart. But the guy was not having it. He was already loving her smile, the way she talked, the way she, gesticulates, the way she does things. He just liked her, the way she walks, the way she dresses. She was a very prom and proper girl. So this guy invited her to his house, and he felt, he's going to introduce this girl to his parents. And when they got there, he asked, the mother welcomed her, the father did same, everybody in the house welcomed her very specially. And then they asked her to sit. They found out from her what they will offer her. They brought a plate of garden eggs and usoji. Usoji is a granite paste. The granite paste, so they brought that, and then she was eating with the guy. So the mother, after everything, the mother now asked the girl the question, what community she came from, and she told her. Then the father asked, who is your father? Immediately she mentioned who her father was. The man he did an exclamation in Igbo land. And, the girl she already knew. So she did not take offense. But her boyfriend at Itwen took offense and was asking the father, why will he exclaim like that? The kind of, and that is a kind of, God forbid, kind of exclamation. Tufi akwa, tufi akwagi, tufi akwagi. So the father was not saying that, and the son was surprised. Like, the father does not have the character to disrespect anybody. Why all of a sudden? So the father now told the son to calm down. I was going to explain things to him. So the girl just excused them and thanked them for the hospitality and left. So on reaching her house, she cried seriously. She cried and cried. Her own parents were worried about her, what was happening. She explained a few things, and they're like, she shouldn't worry. So the parents sat down, told the guy everything, the history about Osun, how the outcast thing started, and why it is not good to associate with these people. The guy said, well, that is their belief, that he doesn't believe in fetish things. He doesn't believe in all those things. He believes that there is a God in heaven, and that's the most important thing, that he's going ahead, that in fact, that's the girl he's going to marry. Hey, the parents said, like they would rather even prefer their daughter marrying an Osun than the other way around. That once the woman gives birth, the children will remain Osun for life. That if it was their own daughter even marrying an Osun man, it makes sense, because she will be the one to change their lineage from being an Osun. The fight was not a joke until this girl, the girl who is the Osun's parents, were, given appointment, a federal appointment. She had to relocate from where she was and traveled. She left to Abuja, and then she, on her own, was already giving up on the whole thing. She had started having feelings, developing feelings for the guy, but the guy was not giving up. The guy said that is the wife he wants to marry. That he doesn't care whatever anybody wants to say. That's the wife he wants to marry. The parents say they will disown him. He said no problem. They've given birth to him already. He's now an adult. He will choose. They're not giving him money to marry. He will do his marriage without them. It was at the point where the parents saw that this guy was really serious, and they said, okay, there's a ritual they will do. They will appease the gods for him to be able to go through that. So the boy turned to his parents and said, oh, so you people even knew that there was a way out, and you want me to stay away from this girl? It's not going to work. And then the guy now decided to travel to Abuja, traced her house, came, apologized to her parents, said he was sorry and all that. Just while this was going on, this boy's mother took ill. She was so sick, and they needed money. Real money, not little monies that the guy can sort. They needed money. The father has spent all he had. This girl on her own sent down the exact money they needed plus extra. So immediately they rushed this woman to the hospital, the main place they were asking for the plenty money, and they were able to sort it out. So after everything, she became fine. She now said she wanted to, try and see the girl to apologize to her, the way she treated her, that wasn't right, that the father was, now the girl now became their daughter. They will say, oh, they want to speak to their daughter. So the girl's parents said no, they don't want any association like that, she's already seen as an outcast, so there's no point them, meeting and doing anything, that they should just forget about the relationship, that it was out of the kindness of their own heart. They decided to help her so that she'll stay alive. He said no. The problem was the guy begged and begged. So the parents said, because the guy never followed the parents and did what he did, and marriage is about two people, even though the home you can marry the whole family, but it's first of all about two people, they will give it a try. So the parents now allowed the guy to come to their house. He apologized. He had to bring his parents to Abuja. They came to see them. They apologized. They are very sorry about the whole thing. People now started pushing for them to abolish that kind of tradition, that it's not a good thing. It tampers on people's self-esteem and cause a lot of people depression and all of that. And that was how this guy got married to the lady he loved, and they had very beautiful children. Tradition had made it so impossible for a lot of people to get their breakthrough, either in marriage, in finances, in their businesses, in school, in the kind of course they will study, the friends they keep. Tradition has a very huge it plays a huge part in all of this, and that is why it is very, very important, before you begin to take certain decisions, you should understand that aside tradition, there's a place for God. What is God saying about that particular situation? Is there anything that can be done? Do you believe in God? Do you think that tradition overrules or overrides what God says concerning your life or your children's life? So by the time you're able to stand and have a position about what God says concerning that situation, no man or woman can thwart what God has asked that you would do. So in all of this, I'll ask that you stay firm, knowing that God is always on your side. No matter the situation, you watching this is facing, I want to tell you that God will fix it. Just trust Him, believe in Him, hold firm, and trust Him more than you have ever trusted Him. And know that at the end of it all, He is truly your God, and He is the rewarder of they that diligently seek Him. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in our next one. Until then, stay safe.